Hello and welcome back to my channel Namta Talks. I hope you all are doing good, and if you're new here, please do subscribe to the channel, like the video and share it with your friends, because we talk about mindset shifts here. We talk about how to better ourselves, how to understand ourselves in a better way. And if you really want to know what kind of community we are building, please do watch the previous videos so you can have an understanding of what we are going to talk about in the further upcoming videos. And if you have been here, welcome back, and I hope you are like fine, you're doing fine in your life. And just like, I'll give you 2 minutes, go subscribe to the channel, like the video and share it with your friends, and drop something in comments that you maybe have, like suggest me some ideas that you want me to talk about in upcoming videos, or maybe if any feedback you have. And also, if the topic is quite relatable and you have just some thoughts that you want to share, you can just drop it at any time you want, and I will read the comments and I will work accordingly to them, and I will try to talk about the suggestion that you give me, and I will be very grateful for all the support that you guys will give me. So please do this, and then we'll talk about the topic.
Okay, so coming to the topic, I think today's topic is something that I don't personally struggle with like that majorly, but it does show up in like very subtle and very small ways, and it does affect me on some days, it does visits me on some days, and the topic is victim mindset and how to actually manage it and step out of it and transition into an abundance mindset. And I think that the thing that I struggle majorly with this thing is that I feel very triggered if I am around people who live in a victim mindset. I feel like I am a kind of person who would feel low about her life on some days, who will feel that self doubt and that cloud of overthinking and negative perception of herself and her life on some days. But I know when to snap out of it and when to take actions to change the life and change the situations that are making me feel bad, and to actually make my life better, maybe in very small steps, but I do. So I think that it is not something that I drive by, but when I see other people like living in that mindset all throughout their lives, all throughout the days, and very often it just makes me feel very triggered. And that's why I'm here to talk about it, because I think that talking about it and knowing what you all think about it will help both of the parties. And that's why I chose this topic as well, because it is something that I have been talking about a lot lately, because I feel like that somewhere I do feel guilty of getting triggered, because people do have problems in their lives, and feeling bad about it is completely okay and very normal. But I think after a point, taking that control back in your hands and being like, okay, something very damaging happened to me, but what do I do to like step out of it and change my lens towards it? Because we cannot just sit and cry all day, we have to do something better in our lives. And I think noticing it is the first step. So that's why the first chapter of this video we will be talking about the reasons and finding the roots of the victim mindset that might be the reason for you as well. So as I said that before changing the mindset, before bringing that shift, it is very important to notice the reasons. So there are two main reasons that I think that victim mindset might be showing up in your characteristics and in your personality, and very much affecting you in your life. And the first one is actually obviously the people around you, right? Because personally speaking, I do feel bad about my past, like some days, especially the family absence, the way the people around you, the primary caregivers around you, treated you, prioritized you. And it defines your self-worth, actually the way people treat you, and the way you associate their behaviors with your worth is very very normal when you are just a child. And I think I feel bad about myself that thought that maybe I never deserved that kind of love, that thought that maybe there was something wrong in me as a child, that I was so hard and I was so much hard on myself, and I was trying too hard to please like the people around me so that they can validate me enough. And now that I look back at it, I feel like maybe like the victim mindset that does show up in my life on some days is because of that, it gets triggered because of it. I think the main reason that external people and especially the family absence and the family role in your victim mindset is very high, because it is something that you did not choose to be with, right? It, like you were born with the family that you are living in, and it was not in your control, it was not your decision. So it adds up to that, you know, sadness and that helplessness, that I was born with it, so maybe I deserved it and that's why I got it. And the second part, actually, then, like, I think the people have a very major role in shaping the second reason, but somewhere it just, you know, it's our self talk that we do. So the second thing is the self, the internal monologue that happens after every failure, after every breakup, after every lost opportunity, lost friendship, after every rejection. The way you talk to yourself and the way you attach that feeling of loss to your self esteem, that's what like changes everything. And I think that that statement, that maybe I am unworthy of it, maybe I don't deserve it, is something that just sticks here. And the more you say it in your head, the more you start believing it, and the more you start attracting the same things. The same things as in rejections, the failures, and that feeling of not being worthy enough. And I think these are the two main reasons that we might feel victimized enough in our mindset that we stop putting in efforts to change that, because we actually start conditioning our mind into believing that even if we do put the efforts, we won't deserve it. And this brings us to this another aspect of it, which is the way we perceive our losses, the way we look at something that we have lost, and the feeling that we get after being left with just the void of losing something. So I think after noticing the reasons, the next step is actually changing the way you perceive loss, because I feel like that I am in that transitioning phase where I am shifting my lens of looking at losses from the sense of void to a sense of making space for something better, better relationships, better growth, better opportunities, and better space for myself to grow. I will explain you with an example. For example, if you are friends with this person who always makes you feel small, insecure, and who always trigger your insecurities knowingly and very intentionally, and pinpoints at things that are very personal to you, and they know about it, but still they do it in disguise of jokes or in disguise of just having fun, or take it as a sport, and you still choose to be in that situation just because you feel like losing somebody would create a void, that's staying in that victim mindset, because you will keep on crying and you will keep on getting triggered and you will keep on conditioning your brain into thinking that this is the kind of behavior you deserve, and stepping out of it would mean being left with nothing. And from that perspective, shifting to this kind of perspective, that if you leave that person, you will send the signal to the universe that I am not going to live in that victim mindset anymore. I'm not going to take shitty behavior of people, and I attract the abundance that universe might have stored for me. And the universe is waiting for you to tell like to send the signals and be like, I don't deserve this, I deserve something better and something very healthy, and the kind of people who would hype me up and not pull me down and make me feel small about myself. And that, like, this example was very like from a personal experience. So I would say that it is very important after a point to understand this, that if you are choosing to stay in a situation that is just making you feel bad, that is just making you feel very disrespected, it's your decision to stay in that victim mindset. And after a point, it is not helplessness, it is just you choosing a feeling of belongingness over your own self respect, and a very unhealthy and a toxic pattern. Because I know how it feels, that fear of just sitting alone and not having people around you, and for that you are okay with compromising your own respect and your own value. And even if people around are not able to respect you, you would still sit with them because you think that that loss is just like a void, it can never be filled. But I am here to tell you that the moment you choose yourself, the moment you choose, I don't deserve this behavior, I don't want to like participate in such, you know, group settings, the moment you step out of it, it changes everything, it changes the game. The universe knows then that you have that power, you took that control back into your hands, and you are like, I don't deserve this, so I won't entertain it. And if I have to step out of it, and if it means that I will have to be alone, I will take very much care of myself better than the people around me. And that's the kind of, mindset that comes after you leave that victim setting. Because if you are staying in that and still crying about it and still being, why that person is doing this to me, what did I ever do to deserve that kind of behavior, why is it happening to me, why is it always me, then let me tell you that this might come as very harsh, but let me tell you that you are choosing to be in that situation very consciously because of your fears and insecurities, which are very difficult to let go of. I understand that. But the moment you let go of them, you will realize that how beautiful life could be, how much you are losing on to good and healthy relationships and healthy friendships. Like, this is just one example. It could be staying in a workplace that is not like providing you with all the respect and all the credits that you deserve. It could be facing a rejection and feeling like it's the end of the world, but like understanding that it is not, and then being like, it was just one opportunity that I lost. There are tons of opportunities that might align with me. Maybe I was not meant for this, but it does not mean that my world ends here. I have so much more to look forward to, and I cannot just sit and cry about what I lost right now, when I can just grow and be ready for the future opportunities that are waiting for me. And I think it's a very uneven road to walk onto and to achieve that kind of mindset, but it becomes very important, because the more you like feel bad about yourself, the things around you would make you feel the same way even more and will add on to that feeling. It won't change anything. And I think for the first reason, that is the people around you, the shift that I bought was that I stopped associating every bad behavior of a person with my self worth. I took a step back and I was like, maybe the way they are treating me is just a projection of their own limitations, and I don't have to take it personal, because I know that what I bring to the table, and if that person is not able to see it, I need to stop over attaching my sense of esteem and my sense of worth to somebody's incapability of showing up and being part of such a healthy relationship or such a healthy friendship. And there is nothing wrong with me. Like, I know what kind of a friend I am, and I know what I bring to the table, what value I add to the life of people around me, and I'm very much confident in it. And if somebody else is not able to see it, I cannot give them power to make me feel bad about myself or underconfident about my efforts, because I have worked so much on nurturing the bonds or nurturing the connections, and it is something I would not let anybody make me feel bad about, because I know I deserve the abundance, because I am full of it. I am full of love, I am full of care, I am full of empathy. And if somebody else cannot see it, cannot value it, cannot reciprocate it, it's not my damn problem. I can just sit back here and give it to myself and wait for the people who would see it and who would respect it and who would actually want to reciprocate without making it look like a big effort. And I think if somebody is not able to show up for themselves, then how we can expect them to show up for others? And we need to stop feeling bad about people who are not emotionally intelligent enough to nurture bonds, because we are not here to cry for people who cannot see us. We are here to put efforts into ourselves and attract people who would actually want to be your friend and who would actually do the effort that is needed to stay in your life. So stop chasing people when they want to leave you. Stop crying over breakups or over lost relationships, lost friendships, because I think that the more people leave you, the more you will understand that if somebody is leaving you at this point, making you feel bad about yourself, giving you a lot of traumas, there would be some another person who would do just the exact opposite of it. And the gap between it, the cost of it, is that you learn how to stay alone with the peace that you deserve. Let me tell you The way you talk to yourself, the way your brain gets shaped by your thoughts, it actually shows up in your life. It actually shows up in the opportunities that you get, and the feeling that you have after succeeding or losing in anything is all up here that you have wired. And it's very important to feed your brain with good thoughts. There is like this thing called neuroplasticity, right? You speak to your brain in certain ways and there are neuron connection formed. So the neurons actually are very dependent on the thoughts that you are feeding your brain with. So you all really need to start talking good to yourself about your life, about your experiences, about how you want to show up, about any rejection that you have faced. You all really need to change the perception, because I think it becomes very important that you have a good perception of yourself, that you have a good sense of yourself, and you talk good about yourself, and you know how beautiful you are as a person, how talented, how attractive, magnetic you are as a person. And it's very important to tell yourself that more often. It actually changes life, it actually does. I can just like, how to convince you all, like, it does change his life, okay? It actually makes so much difference because I have done it myself. I was a very, restricted person. I was a very shy person, very, not shy, I was very underconfident as a person. But then I just started saying this to myself more and more, that stop saying that to yourself. You are not underconfident, you just did not show up, you just did not go out there and proved it wrong, and that's it. Prove yourself wrong. If you think that you are not meant for this opportunity, put efforts and do something good with yourself. Do put so much effort into yourself that you attract something even bigger than that. And that's what I do. I feel like if something goes, like, slips away from my hands, I would cry over it. I would feel very bad. I do cry over things, like, people who know me know this, that I cry over things so much, okay? But I know when to be like, it's okay, I have lost it, but I would start preparing for something even better now. I would start putting efforts into something even better to prove myself wrong, that I do deserve better. गर्ल प्लीज़ शट अप, ठीक है? ये जो आपकी नेगेटिव टॉक है इसको बंद कर दीजिए आप, ठीक है? बिकॉज मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि बहुत ज़रूरी है, थोड़ा हिंदी आ जाएगा बीच में. आई थिंक इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट यू tell yourself all the positive things, you hype yourself the best, and like, in the best way possible. Be your best hype person. It is very important, it is very very important, because I think at the end of the day, the way you talk to yourself, the way you hype yourself, the way you make yourself feel about your dreams, about your visions, it just makes a lot of difference. It changes the game, it changes everything. I have actually experienced it, that how you can step out of that victim mindset for anything, or that limiting mindset, and step into this abundance one, because it is just so beautiful. Once you do it, you will realize that how much you were losing on to things, how much you were pushing away the things that were meant for you, just because you were too scared and negative to ask for more and do more. So stop doing it, stop limiting yourself, stop holding yourself back, and just loosen it up, and just let it sink in, let it, like, accept your failures. It's okay. It happens to almost everybody. Everybody gets rejected, everybody fails at something that they wished to have in their life so desperately. It's okay if you have failed today in something that you were working so much hard for. It's okay. I feel you, I feel very bad for you, I want to hug you, but I will also tell you that snap out of it after a point. If you have worked so much hard for anything and you have not gotten it, be even more crazy about it, I would say. Like, be obsessive about it. I don't know, do anything about it. Just don't stop putting efforts. Don't stop wanting things. Don't stop looking at things and be like, this is what I want in my life, this is where I'm going to reach. Don't stop dreaming, don't stop getting inspired, because that's what will make you feel alive. That's what will help you to come out of that, sadness, that helplessness, that depressive phase that you get after every rejection. because I think it's very important to that you tell yourself that yes, you deserve more. It's okay. It's okay if you have not gotten it yet. It's okay, it's completely fine. Maybe the next thing that is written in your list is something that you never expected. Just wait for it. Just have that faith. Just believe yourself. Just have that confidence in yourself that you can get anything and everything you want. Okay, this is something that I can just talk about for like the whole day, but let's just move on to the next chapter. Okay, so I will just like sum it up very quickly now. So lastly, I would say one or more two things, and you all really need to like start thinking that whatever happening to you right now, if you lost somebody whom you loved very much, if you lost an opportunity, if you did not get what you wanted, it's not permanent. But the way you let it impact you and the way you react towards it and the way you adapt to it, that is something that will decide your next steps. And I think it is very important that you actually realize this, let it sink in. Whatever wrong is happening to you right now, whatever behavior that other people are showing you, whatever feeling that you have that you don't deserve it, it is not permanent. It is going to be changed. Life will give you many better things, but it depends on the way you react to this negative part of your life. Do you let it drive you, or do you let it be and accept it and embrace it as you embrace the positive one, and try to change it, try to change the lens? It becomes very important. And lastly, after doing all this inner work, after actually understanding that you have the power, you completely have the power, you really need to stop surrounding yourself with people who live in a victim mindset. Because I think that when I did that work of stepping out of that, you know, limitations that I had for myself, and now when I started making friends and started being confident, I started feeling they were just triggering me, and being around them might just pull me back to the same things, the same limitations. They that like energies are very contagious, right? And I was feeling like I am vulnerable to be back into that whole world of limitations, and I never wanted that for myself. I am very shit scared of being that person again. So there is nothing wrong in that. Let me tell you, I do feel guilty of letting people go just because I felt like they are the kind of person they are, it's not aligning with me. Even if I do love them with all my heart, I would still let them go now, because I think that I cannot trust myself around people who are living in a victim mindset, because I feel like it will take me a moment to just be like them. Like, I know I have to work on myself for this, but the least I can do right now is just make some distance which good for them, and just hope that they also have that strength to step out of it and work on myself at the same time. And actually, the people around you are reflection of you, so you really need to choose them very wisely. Before I go, I want to leave you all with imaginative homework, and it says that imagine yourself a character in a movie. Like, it's like your life ditto same, every problem, every hindrance, every success, everything just the same. And then imagine that the part that you feel very helpless about, the part that triggers your victim mindset, what do you want that character to do to shift that perspective? And write it down on a sheet of paper and just read it often. Just tell your brain that this is what I deserve and I am very worthy of it. There is no doubt that I am not going to get it. I am definitely going to get it, and I am definitely going to embrace it with all my heart because I deserve it. Just tell yourself that more often, I think, and that will do the 50 part of it. And the next 50 part is you putting effort to actually make it happen, obviously. Right? So just do this homework, because I think that it helps a lot to imagine and to think about good things, because your brain actually believes what you think it does. So it all starts with here, it ends with here. So just change it here and everything will start making sense. And I think that's it for the video, and I hope that you liked it, and I hope you all will stick for the next one as well. Please do comment something if you want me to talk about, and anything that you want to share about this topic as well. I will meet you in the next video.